you are watching this channel. Join me today as we delve into the annals of history to uncover the truth behind 10 biblical events that might just surprise you. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss this. Number 10. The Exodus. The story of Moses leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt is a cornerstone of the Judeo-Christian tradition. But was it just a captivating narrative or a historical reality? Evidence from ancient Egyptian records seems to support the Exodus account. For instance, the Monopistili, an ancient Egyptian stone monument, mentions Israel, placing them in Canaan during the 13th century BCE. Additionally, the Tel Dan stele, discovered in 1993, contains the first extra reference to the House of David. These artifacts provide a glimpse into the historical context of the Exodus, suggesting that the Israelites were indeed enslaved in Egypt and later migrated to Canaan. Furthermore, the possibility of a Red Sea crossing is intriguing. Some scholars believe that the biblical account could be an allegory or a symbolic representation of the Israelites' liberation from oppressive forces. However, others point to geological evidence such as the seabed rising over time, which could indicate a temporary division of the sea. What do you think? Is the Exodus more than just a story? Number 9. The Fall of Jericho. Next, let's discuss the fall of Jericho, which is recounted in the book of Joshua. According to the biblical narrative, the Israelites, under Joshua's leadership, marched around the city of Jericho 7 times. On the 7th time, they shouted and the city walls collapsed, allowing them to conquer Jericho. While this may sound like a fantastical tale, archaeological findings lend credence to its historical authenticity. In 1930, British archaeologist John Grube uncovered the remains of a Middle Bronze Age city near the biblical site of Jericho. Excavations revealed a thick wall that had indeed crumbled, aligning with the biblical account. Moreover, carbon dating techniques suggest that the city's destruction occurred around 1400 BCE, consistent with the timeline provided in the book of Joshua. The collapse of the city's protective barrier signifies a significant event in ancient history and offers compelling evidence to support the historicity of the biblical narrative. How does this discovery impact your understanding of the story? 8. David and Goliath. Now let's talk about a classic biblical showdown, David and Goliath. This epic confrontation between a young shepherd and the fearsome Philistine warrior has captivated audiences for centuries. But was it merely a story crafted to inspire? Or was there a real-life encounter that inspired the biblical account? While the supernatural aspects of the story are widely debated, evidence of ancient conflicts between the Israelites and Philistines provides a historical backdrop for the David and Goliath narrative. The presence of Philistine burial grounds in Israel and the depiction of Philistine kings in ancient Egyptian records indicate their prominence in the region during the time period in which David is believed to have lived. Moreover, the description of Goliath as a formidable giant aligns with anthropological evidence of individuals of extraordinary height during the Iron Age. Some researchers even speculate that Goliath may have been a member of a local tribe, known for their tall stature. When we consider the historical context and physical evidence available, it's possible that the encounter between David and Goliath could have been based on a real-life event. Number 7. The Reign of King David. The reign of King David is another biblical event that has sparked interest among historians and archaeologists alike. David, renowned for his wisdom and military prowess, is credited with expanding the boundaries of Israel and establishing Jerusalem as its capital. However, questions remain regarding the historical accuracy of these accounts. Surprisingly, archaeological discoveries have shed light on the potential existence of David's kingdom. Inscriptions and structures dating back to the 10th century BCE, such as the Tel Dan stele and the Ketef Hinnom inscription, provide evidence of a royal lineage that aligns with the biblical narrative. These ancient artifacts suggest that David's rule was not merely a figment of religious imagination, but could have been rooted in historical reality. It's fascinating to see how physical evidence supports the biblical account of David's reign, offering a glimpse into one of the most pivotal periods in ancient Israel's history. Number 6. The Babylonian Captivity. The Babylonian captivity is a significant event in Jewish history, marked by the exile of the Israelites to Babylon in the 6th century BC. This event is chronicled in the books of Jeremiah and Ezekiel, which describe the destruction of the first temple in Jerusalem and the deportation of its inhabitants. Interestingly, the Babylonian captivity is also corroborated by historical records outside the Bible. Clay tablets and other artifacts from ancient Mesopotamia provide valuable insights into this period of exile. One such document is the Cyrus Cylinder, which commemorates the return of the Jews to Jerusalem under the Persian king Cyrus the Great. Together, these historical sources paint a vivid picture of the Babylonian captivity, allowing us to better understand this pivotal moment in history. Number 5. The Crucifixion of Jesus. The crucifixion of Jesus is a central event in the New Testament and Christian theology. This event, which recounts the death of Jesus Christ on the cross, is considered to be the ultimate sacrifice for the sins of humanity. However, questions regarding the historical accuracy of the crucifixion have been raised by skeptics. Despite these doubts, several pieces of evidence support the crucifixion of Jesus. Ancient texts such as the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John provide detailed accounts of Jesus' crucifixion. Additionally, writings by non-Christian historians like Tacitus and Joseph Flavius also mention Jesus and his crucifixion. These historical sources offer compelling testimony to the crucifixion as a real event that took place during the Roman occupation of Judea. Further evidence comes from archaeological findings in Jerusalem, including the Talpiot family tomb, which features ossuaries bearing names similar to those found in the New Testament. While debates surrounding the divinity of Jesus continue, the evidence strongly suggests that he did exist and was crucified under the orders of Pontius Pilate. Number 4. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. The story of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah is a well-known biblical narrative that has captivated people for centuries. The cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, along with their surrounding settlements, are said to have been destroyed by God due to the wickedness of their inhabitants. While some view this account as a mere religious parable, others believe it to be a historical event. To shed light on this enduring mystery, scientists have conducted extensive research to find evidence of a catastrophic event that may have wiped out the cities. Remarkably, they have discovered traces of a massive earthquake in the region dating back to around 1650 BCE. This seismic event, which occurred during the Late Bronze Age collapse, coincided with the biblical timeline for the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Furthermore, recent excavations have unearthed the remains of ancient cities that were abruptly abandoned and buried under volcanic ash, indicating a sudden and violent catastrophe. These findings suggest that the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah may have been caused by a combination of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and possibly a meteorite impact. While the exact cause of the city's demise remains uncertain, the evidence points toward a real historical event rather than a mere religious fable. 3. The manna from heaven. The story of the manna from heaven is a remarkable account in the book of Exodus, where the Israelites were miraculously provided with a form of food while they were in the desert. This event serves as a testament to God's provision and protection over his people during their journey to the Promised Land. However, the question remains, could there be a scientific explanation for this miraculous occurrence? According to the Bible, the Israelites gathered the manna each morning, and it would last them throughout the day. It's described as a sweet and refreshing food that appeared as tiny flakes on the ground. Scientists have proposed that this mysterious substance may have been a natural phenomenon known as plant resin. Certain types of trees and plants exude a sticky substance called manna, which can be collected and consumed. This resin is rich in carbohydrates and could have sustained the Israelites during their travels. While this theory offers a plausible explanation, it's important to note that the biblical account goes beyond a simple natural occurrence. The manna from heaven holds deep religious significance, symbolizing divine intervention and the covenant between God and his people. Number 2. Noah's Ark. The story of Noah's Ark and the subsequent Great Flood is a profound biblical narrative that has resonated with people across cultures and generations. This tale revolves around Noah, who receives divine instructions to build an ark to preserve himself, his family, and pairs of animals from certain species, ensuring their survival. But was this account merely a symbolic representation of ancient beliefs about floods, or was it based on a real historical event? The biblical account describes an extensive global flood that resulted in the death of all living beings, except for those that found refuge in the ark. However, scientific analysis suggests that such a massive deluge could not have occurred without leaving substantial geological evidence. Researchers have investigated various theories to explain the biblical flood, such as the possibility of a large regional flood. While a worldwide flood may not have taken place, it's conceivable that localized flooding could have inspired the creation of the Noah's Ark narrative. By exploring different perspectives, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding this enduring biblical tale. Now on to the conversion of Paul. Finally, let's discuss the conversion of Saul of Tarsus, who later became known as the Apostle Paul. This event is recounted in the book of Acts and holds immense significance in Christian theology. Saul, initially a persecutor of Christians, undergoes a transformative experience on the road to Damascus when he encounters the risen Jesus. This encounter leads him to abandon his former ways and dedicate himself to spreading the Christian message. However, questions may arise regarding the historical basis of this dramatic conversion. Fortunately, evidence from ancient sources provides insights into the historical Paul and his profound impact on early Christianity. Writings by Christian and non-Christian authors alike attest to Paul's existence and his pivotal role in shaping Christian doctrine. For instance, letters attributed to Paul, such as Romans and Corinthians, offer first-hand accounts of his missionary journeys and teachings. Additionally, non-biblical writings by historians like Luke and Josephus Flavius provide further confirmation of Paul's historical existence. Through the examination of these diverse historical sources, we gain a deeper appreciation for the significance of Paul's conversion and his enduring legacy within Christianity. That's a wrap, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this adventure through time, don't forget to give us a thumbs up for more exciting explorations. Stay curious and keep asking questions, because together we can uncover amazing discoveries from our shared past. Until next time, stay inquisitive and keep learning.